All right. Welcome to James Green's English Classroom. I'm James. And I host an English class for open conversation of all levels on Zoom every day at this time, 13 UTC. It's broadcast live streamed to YouTube and open to anyone to participate for free. Today's class will be for exactly 1 hour, and then I will leave, and then there will be another class later today at 17 UTC by Miracle Ogun Bayej, who is a new teacher in the group. So let's begin, shall we? Let's join on what we have in common, play to integrate our differences for the purpose of learning English. And you may start by saying your name, where you're from, and then speaking to the group.
Open conversation, am I right?
You are.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like to talk about.
No, actually, I have tried to talk that actually you are doing such a great job by arranging such type of works. Actually, these classes are very much informational for us. You're doing such a great job. Your classes are very much informational, and after joining to your group, I'm learning many things. And also I got a good chance to meet with many members from different cultures as well as different countries. And also I have gotten a golden opportunity to improve my spoken English as well. Your classes are tremendous.
Raj, would you remind me, where are you from?
Oh yeah, I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. I wondered if you wanted to say what you've learned or who you've been meeting, because if you just say that you've been learning and meeting people, it leaves it a little vague. And if you say what you're learning, it's a little easier for other people to connect to.
Yeah, actually I'm learning many things. Okay, like you were a native English speaker. Actually, I was finding out a native English speaker. Actually, I have started my English journey since 2020. Okay, during to the Corona pandemic. Okay, on that time, I realized that now I need to improve myself. Okay, and afterwards, I started practicing English. Okay, and afterwards, I thought that actually I need a native English practice. Actually, I need a native English speaker. Okay, if I would like to improve myself. If I would like to improve my spoken English. And for that, and afterwards, I got you. And I have learned, I'm learning many things from your discussion, as well as I got a good chance to improve my listening.
Feel free to
not only listening, no, I'm not afraid. Actually, sorry, actually I was disconnected. Actually, not only listening, I got a good chance to improve my speaking as well. And also there are many more active members as Nani, Munmi, as well as there are lots of members. Okay, I'm also learning many things from them.
Would you like, Raj Roy, would you like to say what you're learning from Nani and Munmi and the other active members?
Yeah, I'm learning that actually in the first, okay, whenever I joined, actually when I was new in your group, actually I felt very much shy to speak. Okay, I was not very, actually I have listened. Okay, I have heard from another, actually I have heard the conversation, okay, from another's. Okay, and actually I learned their speaking style in English. Okay, I was very much bad at speaking. Okay, but after listening their conversation, I got in good. So you can say I got a good. I got a good side to how to speak in English in the good way. as well as actually they're very much good at English, and their speaking style is very much nice. I have learned how to speak in English from them formally. Such type of things I have learned from them.
So the group and the members of the group, like Nani and Moonmi and others who participate regularly, are having a strong positive impact on you.
Yeah, you can say.
You feel more confident to speak.
Yeah, as well as actually, yeah, I have gotten confidence, as well as I got focus, I got self-consistent, as well as I gotten good, I got a good chance to speak there whenever I joined to this group.
So
And as well as I'm still actually, whenever you speak, actually, I always try to listen your every single word very much carefully, just only for you're a native English speaker and your pronunciation is very much different. Your speaking style is different than others. And that's why that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
If you're done, you can say
anyone else.
You already knew what to say.
Yeah, anyone else.
Would the people in the chat like to come into the conversation? Ellie or Kadar, would you like to talk about whatever is on your mind in voice?
Hello everyone. Hope that everyone is doing great. Thank you so much. When I saw Nani is eating something sweet. That is why I sent you message and chat about, because there was no opportunity for me to talk. So yes, Raj said, Roy Raj, he explained his position in good way. Do you know, I learned a lot of things from you people, and I hope that I will learn more from you people, because this is the platform. We are speaking from all over the world, from different countries. We face native speakers. Do you know, those who are expert, and when you are learning from experts, so you will feel hesitation. So personally, my hesitation become overcome. Nowadays, I do not feel any kind of hesitation, whether I'm speaking in front of native speaker, whether they are teacher, they are non-teacher. So I can speak, I can explain to everyone. This is the place from where we can we can learn a lot of things. And I also suggest to my friends that whenever you have time, please you should to join this Zoom meeting. You will make progress. So thank you so much, James.
You're welcome. You're saying that you have less hesitation to speak in front of people, even if they are native speakers or teachers.
Yes, obviously. Do you know? So when you are talking, and another one is expert in English, or he or she is teacher, so he will point out your mistake. So nowadays, if someone point out my mistake, so I don't worry about it, because the language is in a language you cannot. In my own language, I can make mistake. So this is a new language for me. So if I make mistake, I don't worry. So thank you, James.
Wow, that sounds like a very significant step. I'm curious what changed for you since coming here, if there's something in particular that changed.
Yes. So anyone else? Nani?
Nani looks very much cute. Whenever.
This is Amira from Libya. Qatar Hussein, you said you see yourself change, and you practice every day here, and preferred for other friends to if they have a free time, join for this class, and you didn't worry about if doing any mistake. That's no problem or not a big deal. I'm right?
Yes, yes, you are right.
Thank you. So my experience, I see myself gradually, my level gradually increase. Yeah, still I do a lot of mistake, but I think the big change for me, my attitude, because sorry, okay, my attitude was changed. I see all the topic in the different way. Maybe I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Amira, I have a technical problem. Give me one second. I have to fix something.
I can't mute Shakir.
I know it's a Zoom problem. It's not Shakir. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Back to you, Amira.
Okay, for me, the change in my attitude was a change. I see this change in reality. When I joined here, I think I'm very sensitive and emotionally very effective. But when joined regularly for this session, I see the problem maybe happened and the conflict and different opinion maybe happened. But this is not personal. Just listen and understand what the others say, and maybe take a good thing. And easy to communication and understanding than speak, because when just only fix it the problem, just only explain yourself and then go ahead. If others accept it or no, that is not a problem, because if she or he didn't believe you, go away and go ahead. This is my experience. Anyone else?
So Amira, I would like to summarize you. You feel good about your own progress. You notice your own progress, and in particular, you like that it is a place where we can understand each other. And if there's conflict that comes up, focus more on just trying to understand what is happening, rather than taking it as if it's your personal problem. And that if you say what's happening for you and somebody doesn't believe you, or you don't believe them, you can just go and continue on your way. And maybe you don't have an understanding with that person, but it's still, you can still stay in the group, and for the reasons that you're here.
Yes, because my attitude was a change, differently changed my personality when I joined this class. Anyone else?
Amira, I also think I heard you say that you are a sensitive person and you are affected by things that you see happening in the group.
Yes, before, when I start joined here, I'm very sensitive. Yeah, but now no. I'm just, yeah. This is that type of what you are teaching me. Anyone else?
Could I?
Who is that, Ellie?
Yes, this is Ellie from Iran. Hello, everybody. Hello, teacher, and good evening. I hope you are doing well. And thank you so much for giving me chance for talk to you.
Very nice to have you here, Ellie, from Iran.
Yeah.
If you'd like to just say hello, that's fine. If you want to talk more, that's fine. I don't know. Sometimes people, they are waiting for something like me to ask them a question. You went silent, so I'm wondering if that's what you're if you're waiting for something or if you're just saying hello.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, somebody called me.
Ah.
And I became disconnected. Sorry for that. Yes. This
That's
is
okay.
Ellie and come back.
You're
Sorry.
going to leave and come back. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes, I left here automatically. Sorry for that, please pardon me. So, I've heard that some guys talk about their mistakes when they want to talk about in front of another person, especially foreign people such as you, that you are native speaker and teacher and from United States, or for example, in front of their teachers, and they can get stressed or make a mistake. To my mind, it's normal and it can happen for everybody because all of us are human and English language isn't our language. And in some of our country isn't second language as well. And it's okay because if we struggle to study a lot, one day we can reduce our mistake, okay? And in the past I used to make a lot of mistake, and it was very difficult for me, but nowadays I accept it, okay? I know at the moment maybe I have a lot of mistake, but it's okay. The thing that is important for me just my brave, and it's very good for me that I can talk about everything in front of you. But unfortunately, because of my internet connection, I couldn't turn on my camera because suddenly I will kick out of this. And it's my idea about participate in this kind of meeting, and I'm happy for for being here and talk to you, dear teacher, and another guy.
Ellie, hi.
Yeah.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
And I understand that you have some internet problems, people calling, or you can't turn on your video because that you think you'll get kicked off. But yeah, just participate in whatever way you can. It's amazing that people participate from so far away anyway. So if we can only have your voice, we'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. As soon as my internet will be good, be sure I turn on my camera. It's okay for me. I'm finished.
Great. Hello, everybody who's just stepping in. We're just getting warmed up. People are just saying why they like being here. I just want to say hello to people who have come in, Ali Shafak and Saddam, Svetlana, everyone else. The floor is open. Hi, Saddam.
Hi, I do.
How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
If you want, you can talk, or I know last time you said you just wanted to listen. You can do that as well. Do you just want to listen, or do you want to say something about how you're doing?
Okay, I listen now. I see.
Okay.
You can, I take, okay, no problem. I call you.
The floor is open for anybody who wants to come in.
This is Yassine from Morocco.
Yassine.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here with you, James, and everyone. I am going to say something, and I would like to give it a title, like a title to put the context. So the title is Doing Good to People and Set Low Expectations from them in return. You will find that what I'm going to say is related to the group in some way. So in life, we certainly meet new people, make new friends, and build new relationships. Join a new group like this one. We all agree that we should treat others in a polite way, with good manners, but sometimes we expect too much from people in return. We are waiting, we are setting high expectations from them, which makes us disappointed at the end if the expectations we have set do not match what happened in reality. I am one of the people that I like to reply or to answer people's messages instantly. I cannot let them wait. And if I am busy, I let them know that I will reply later. Now, I learned to focus only on my side, doing good to others as much as possible. Replying to social media messages is one example. But what happened, what did I expect from, or what do I expect from others? Sometimes I send messages to others, but they don't reply instantly. Is that the word? Am I correct, James? Instantly.
Yeah, clear to me. Yeah, they don't reply instantly or promptly or immediately. Sure.
Sure, thank you. So what do? First, I understand that we are different and that we are imperfect. So second, I expect that they will reply later, and that will be enough for me. They are not like me. I am replying to the messages immediately, but we are different. We are not the same person. We are imperfect in some ways. I am perfect in something, you are not. Others may be perfect in doing something. I am not perfect in doing it. So what does this has to do with our group? So for me, I am grateful that I joined this group, meeting amazing people here, being with a native speaker, James, like James, for example. I expect this, only this. I'm really grateful to be here. Okay. And sometimes I see that people get disappointed because James don't reply to their questions. But look, you don't have to expect that James will reply to all of your questions. Okay? If he will reply to one question, I think it will be enough. And this is not a big deal, you know? So I hope that you will try this and somehow in your life. I try it all the time. And I can tell you the benefit of this on my emotion. I am no longer get disappointed of anything or being sad or these bad feelings that can eat you if you keep them by setting high expectations. And also this risky relationships also as well. So anyone else?
This is Ali Shapak from Afghanistan. Yeah, I want to summarize Yasin. I think he talked about the high expectation of the people. Some people have a high expectation from others, but maybe sometime, for example, he talked about the messages that we receive from our friends or maybe from other people in the social media, in the WhatsApp or many other platforms. But sometimes we are busy, we cannot reply that immediately. So maybe the people who don't have a high expectation, they understand and they don't get upset at the time. But the people who has a high expectation, they maybe get upset and disappointed that why he or she don't reply me, and he or she is ignoring me. So maybe find this kind of feeling. So Yasin advised for those people that take it easy and be relaxed, don't have lots of expectation from others. Maybe they are busy, maybe they cannot reply all the messages because it will take a lot of time, or maybe there's another reason that he cannot reply you. So a high expectation is not very good for the people. Am I right, Yasin?
100%. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ali Shafak. I just have a piece of information for the group. I have my other meeting is canceled, so I'm going to be able to stay after more than 1 hour. I'll stay for 3 hours, so another 2 hours or another 2.5 hours. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Green. So yeah, I think I agree with Yasin, because high expectation at the first hurt ourselves and bother ourselves, because when we have a high expectation from someone, but maybe he or she cannot meet or cannot yeah, how I can say that. So he cannot meet our expectation. So at the time we will get disappointed. Maybe sometimes we feel very bad, and it bother us, and sometimes we think that they ignore me. So because of that, high expectation is not good, and the people who want to improve, they should bring down their expectation. And
Ali Shafak,
yeah.
may I interrupt you?
Okay.
To work with you, may I talk with you directly about what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. So you're speaking in a very general sense. You're saying that kind of, in a general sense, that if people have expectations that are too high, they might get disappointed. Would you be able to help us to make it more concrete by giving an example of some thing that you had a high expectation for and were disappointed about?
Mhm.
That would help us to make it real, right? It's not about making it personally about you, but it's about both. We have then the personal example that you would give if you have one, and then we also are looking at it in a what I call like a systems perspective, a general perspective that everyone understands, that everyone might have high expectations, and then they could give their examples or their versions of that situation. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, I faced with this kind of situation in my life for many times, but right now I can't remember an example that I focus on that. At general, when I faced with this kind of situation at the beginning, I got disappointed at the time, and sometimes because there is many people that we expect them and very much because maybe he is our relative or she is our relative, or maybe we have a good relationship together that sometimes he cannot reach our expect, so maybe it disappoint us. But right now I bring my expectation very down, and I don't have lots of expectation from people. Maybe sometimes they cannot reach my expect, but I'm relaxed, but I'm not care about that. Why he cannot or she cannot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more thing I want to say about that, and I think this came up in the group already. I want to say it again because I think it's very relevant. I make a distinction between expectations and what I want. So I don't restrain myself from having really, wanting a lot of things. Like I want, very ambitious things. I want to succeed, and I want to have great, connections with people, and I want, to enjoy myself, and I want other people to enjoy themselves. I want a lot of things. But if I think it has to happen the way I want it, that's how I create a problem. So I'm okay with being disappointed, because for me, disappointed is like a feedback that I get from what I'm doing. I want something, I don't get it, and I discover, okay, what might I do so that I can actually get the things that I want? For me, that is like a way forward. It allows me to make a plan about where I'm going, and then adjust my plan if I don't get it, and I try something else. That for me feels very different than the expectations like you're talking about, where if I don't get what I want, then I feel that I have been defeated, or that something is wrong with me, which is going to then I'll get stuck, and I don't want to get stuck.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Green, you are speaking about expectation from yourself, but it's different.
No. I see Nani. I see Nani laughing. Real quick, Yassine, I just say no. I definitely want things from other people all the time. I want things from other people. Yeah, go ahead, Yassine.
Sorry, Ali Shafak, I want just to mention, maybe I got James. So he said he differentiates, he make a distinction between what he wants and expectations. Okay. And I think with this way, the results, when we get the results, it will be different if we set higher expectations, we'll be badly disappointed. We will get very negative, okay? It's different from when we set a plan, realistic goals about what do we want, okay, from people, and be realistic, okay, setting the goals. With this way, yeah, if we get a feedback, yeah, it will be easy for us to adjust. James speaking about adjusting the plan and how can we do better. Did I got you, James?
Yeah, I think so. So, back to you, Yassine or Ali Shafak. I don't know, or somebody, or if you want to throw it back to the group.
This is Amira from Libya. I see when I joined here, what I want to improve my speaking, okay, or my English language, and what's my expectation, you know. Really, I want to improve, but I didn't expect for example, about James, if give me a lot of chance. No, because he is a teacher, so he is different way, different others work. Not he is a teacher here in 2 or 3 hours, and then he has a life. I see this expectation from people in this course, you know. I see here a lot of question about James, a lot of in different channel in Discord. Maybe if you know what you want from James, go to the James office. That's easy, you know. And if not get the answer, repeat the question. This is the simple way for reduce the high level of expectation from James. For example, I see this problem happened in the Discord. Yeah, that's it. Anyone else?
This is Yassine from Morocco.
1 second, Yassine. So Amira, have you ever done that? Have you come to my office to tell me something that you wanted from me? I'm just
Yes,
trying to think.
yeah. I go to the James office. I ask one question, and you didn't repeated my question, and you answered easy. This is this way for others to reduce the high level of expectation from James, because I see a lot of people put a lot of question for different channel. This is very difficult for James or for others to see in all the question. But this way helped me about reduce my expectation, what I want from others, you know, because here we coming here as a student or as a teacher just for learning and propose, not to make a friend, because you know all of us have a lot of friends in the reality. This is my point. Anyone else?
Great. Yeah, great. Amira, that is what I call not dropping yourself. You had something you wanted to say, and you brought it in to me, right? You brought it to me, and I didn't answer it, or I forgot about it, something like that. So I dropped it, but you kept it. You didn't drop what was important to you. You came back at another time, and then I could get you at that different time, right? That's, I think it's a very valuable skill in this group and in conversations in general, where if something is important to you, you bring it back rather than waiting for somebody else to do it. It's nice if somebody else can remember for you, but sometimes they don't. And then, right, then who loses? They don't lose, well, they might lose, but primarily, if something is important to us and we don't bring it up or address it, then we get disappointed, right? And so we can learn how to bring it back. And you know, that's what I suggest you do here, even in how you bring a topic. You know, if you have a topic you want to talk about in the group and you ask the group and they say, no, we're not interested. Okay, so you bring it back at a different time. You don't drop yourself. You remember it's important to you. You hold it for some time and then you present it to the group, and maybe the group is open to it at a different time. And that I think it can be very effective. Back to you, back to Yassine or the group.
Yes, this is Yassine from Morocco. Amira mentioned something important, and I would like to see my version. I made a request to create a debate club, and James have agreed on that, and yeah, he created the channel. And then there was another request.
Improve my communication skills.
Hold on, Thabir. 1 second, Thabir. Yassine is talking, and you can talk after. Go ahead, Yassine.
Yeah. Then I made another request to. It's like another class. I have a class, thanks to James, of course, and the efforts of board of directors here. I have a class on this group every Sunday. So I requested for another class, but yeah, the summary of the discussion is that it's not possible for now. Yeah, and we can think about it later. And it's okay. It's totally fine. This is an example of setting low expectations. Okay, because I know James is an experienced teacher. Experienced with online teaching, and he knows what is good for now and what is good for later. So I accepted that. I would like to jump to something else, speaking about when the time when I got disappointed.
Yassine?
Because yeah.
Before you jump to something else, may I respond to what you said just now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So you wanted something from me and from the group. You wanted a second class, and you asked for it, and then the group said, I said. So your expectation is, you're lowering your expectation, or you have less of an expectation about what you're going to do in the group. And I want to suggest something, which is that I actually don't always know what is best. I do make decisions, and I try to make the best decisions, but I am wrong sometimes. So it could very well be that it is in the best interests for the group for you and other teachers to have a second class. Now, I am deciding not to do that, but I don't want to say that I'm definitely right or that I definitely know how, what the best decision is. So I would like you, kind of independently of me, to decide for yourself. Maybe you do think it's really important to have a second class. And if that's true, I want you to talk about that in the group and bring that in. That's what I would say as not dropping yourself, where just because I said no, that then you give up on what you want. That would be what I call dropping yourself, or like going compliant, like somebody tells you to do something, and even though you don't think it's a good idea, you do it anyway. that could be disastrous, and I don't want to support that kind of decision making. So I don't know if that's clear. If maybe somebody would tell me what I said.
Yeah, yeah, I would like to. Yeah. So you said you are deciding many things. It could be right and it could be wrong. Okay. And you would like for people in the group, whether they are teachers or they are learners, to bring in and don't give up what they do like to do in the group.
That's right. I can be wrong, and if you think I'm wrong, I want you don't just go along with me if you think I'm wrong. Yeah. Thank you, Yassine. That's what I wanted to say. Back to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So I am going to answer one of your questions concerning setting high expectations, and if there is an example. So here is one of examples. It was in the first year at the university, my university, and there was a subject. It's especially for public speaking. It's like a public speaking class, and we have to prepare presentation. And in front of 60 students, we have to to present the presentation. So when I was preparing for the presentation, I expected that, okay, I am going to really, I will be outstanding. My speech, when I will begin speaking, everyone will be silent and there will be silent in the room. And so, yeah, my turn came, and I went in front of 60 or more than 60 students, and I began speaking, but there was no silence at all. It was not like I expected. So I started speaking, and students at the back of the classroom was chatting there. Okay, don't pay any attention to who is speaking right now. But I did like James said, I adjusted the plan, and I raised my voice a little bit and stayed strong. Don't be nervous. I didn't give up, and I continued my speech, and it was a good experience actually. Back to the group. Anyone else?
Good job.
Excuse me, teacher. Could I ask some question?
Go for it, Ellie.
Yeah. I want to tell you that I finished my last semester roughly 2 months later, okay? And I finished the C1 book. I want to tell you that I had studied a lot of grammar, but unfortunately, when I want to talk to somebody, for example, in this class or another thing, place else, unfortunately, I forget my advanced vocabulary. I forget especially my advanced idiom, my advanced grammar. However, if you ask me about advanced grammar, I know all of them very well, and I can explain about that. But unfortunately, when I wanted to speak and use them, unfortunately, I forget them. Do you have any advice or such a good suggestion for me to use my grammar in my speaking? Thank you.
So you're pointing out the difference between theoretical knowledge and practical ability or practical knowledge.
Yeah.
They're totally different.
Yeah, I know it's different, but I don't know how could I use my advanced vocabulary and especially my
Yeah.
advanced grammar in my speaking. It's very important for me.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You need to learn the practical skill. You have learned the theoretical knowledge. Now you need to start from the beginning to learn the practical knowledge by practicing. And that may be surprising. It may be surprising to discover that all of the theoretical knowledge you have, it requires something else in order to apply it. And that's very common, very, very common, especially with English. I meet every day, I meet students of English whose theoretical understanding of grammar is much better than mine, much better than mine. They always talk to me using very
Is it my connection or we lost James?
We lost James.
We lost James, I think.
Just a minute.
Guys, I couldn't hear the
Useful.
James voice.
No, he's coming.
We lost him.
Oh my God.
It's James connection.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
James,
you lost me.
That's
You lost me. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What's the last thing you heard?
You mentioned that we should focus on practical things if we want to use our grammar, and you see a lot of students, same as me.
Yeah. If you want to learn if you want to get better at conversation, you need to have conversations.
Oh. And you mean it doesn't need to open my book and put it in front of myself and use my grammar when I talk to some of my partner? It doesn't need, yes?
I didn't say that necessarily. It might be helpful to use both. For me, it's the same with teaching. I can study how to be a teacher, and I could read many books. But sometimes I find actually a little bit goes a long way. If I just look at a little information like how to be a teacher, and then I take that and I use it, I find that that's more useful than reading lots about how to be a teacher and not even trying to apply 95% of it. So you might just be surprised if you study a little bit of grammar and then try to use it, how useful it is to do both.
You're exactly right. But you are a native speaker, and automatically you use your grammar because you speak English language when you was born. And I want to be same as advanced and native speakers, and it's important for me. Yeah,
that's true. That's absolutely true. I didn't learn English in the same way that you are learning English, and so you have 28 other people here who are learning English in the way you are. You can ask them how they are learning, because they are not natives, but they are learning English, and they might be able to give you different advice than me. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, but you are a teacher, and I wanted to hear your advice. And it's yes, I respect to another
non-native speakers, and it's good for me to listen to their advice as well. Thank you so much, dear teacher, for leading me. Thank you so much.
This is Munmi from India. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm reflecting Ellie. Ellie says she knows the advanced vocabulary and idioms, but she is unable to use those in her spoken. And
Yeah.
she was looking for a solution from James, so that sorry, I used the third person. So Ellie, you want suggestion from James. So how can you improve and use them in your spoken language? Is that correct?
Yeah. Teacher James told me that I should practice a lot, and in this way I can improve my skills.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Now, I'm speaking to the group.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the group. So it's relating to the vocabulary and use of idioms and vocabulary in spoken. Yesterday,
and also grammar.
Yeah, grammar. Okay.
Now hold on. So, Ellie, if Munmi if Munmi missed something that you already said, let her know. Otherwise, tell her that she understood, and then she's going to separate from you. So can you clearly, did Munmi miss something important? Right, Munmi told you what she understood, you said yes, and then she said, great, she's going to talk to the group, and now you're coming back and saying something else, and I wonder, did she miss something that you already said, Ellie?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, nothing to be sorry about. It's a question. I really just don't know, Ellie. Only you know if Munmi missed something important to you. If not, your guys are good and Munmi is going to now talk. That's all. I think maybe she got you. Okay, over to you, Munmi.
The grammar part I missed. Now I remember. Okay, now to the group. Yesterday I attended one webinar by Professor Stephen Crescent, and the discussion was about this only, and he suggested for using those vocabularies and new idioms by practicing only. And what he used to do in his time, that they used to Monday was a learning day for them. So a lot of number of vocabularies or idioms or anything, that is Monday is their learning day, and they made sure that by the end of the week they will win over those words by a lot of practicing. In to some extent, I also used the same trick in my classroom, but I realized I never used them for spoken language. I was focusing on writing. And what I am deciding is that I will also try to use those words after learning as much as possible. I will use those words in my spoken language. Yes, my emphasis will be on spoken now, because I want to improve my speaking with using strong vocabularies. And now onwards, I will focus more on speaking. Practicing those words with speaking. So that's all. And about being here, I want to say I enjoy James' class always. Yeah, every time, whenever I join, there is something new from him. And apart from learning, it's like I forgot when I joined here, but it's really become like a family for me. home like me, for me. I have a group, and I really expect every one of you around me. It's really, it gives me a feeling of home, homely feeling. So I really feel comfortable with James' teaching, and that's why I'm here. No matter sometimes argument happens, it's part of life. If there is happiness, there is sad, isn't it? So I accept everything, but I really love being around you all. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
This is Azita from Iran. Ellie, I have some experience about my native language because I'm teacher in this course. Maybe it helps you, I don't know. But for using some idiom, advanced vocabulary, I think it needs you talk with some people. They are that level, advanced level, because they use those words, those idioms, and it helps to remember that idioms, that words, and that grammar. Just this. When you, for example, when you want to talk with some people, they are beginner, you don't need use those words, those grammar, yeah. But when you talk with those people with high level, and their level is high and advanced, and maybe upper advanced, yeah, automatically you would like use those idioms. Maybe it helps you. That's it. Thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Hello, this is Naim from Indonesia, and I am a learner, an English learner also. I would like to share about my experience in learning idiom and grammar, phrasal verbs, or yes, those things. Okay, before I am learning alone, I mean like, sorry, before I'm learning alone, I am learning from books, but I have a friends. I have a friends, one friend from another country. She invites me to join a group. We learn idiom, phrasal verbs, and grammar together in a group, and it's about 10 members. We have 10 members, and it's just going a month. It was going a month ago, and now we have a holiday because it's 8 now, so it's holiday. In this group, we learn those things from the book. It's like Fatima, teacher Fatima's class. We learn by speaking. We learn those grammar, those idiom by speaking, and I think the best way to learn idiom, those things like grammar, idiom, or phrasal verb, phrasal verb, it's in a group, because that will make us more competitive. And if there's something that we don't know, some people maybe know, some of your friends, some of your group mates will help you, and you feel like I mean like it's more fun. Okay, it's more fun rather than learning by yourself. So I think it's better to if you want to learning those things in a fast way, you can try to learn with your friends. Search some friends who have the same aim with you and practice with them. And okay, my friends, all of them are not native speaker. We are the same. We are learning English together. Okay, that's my opinion. Thank you.
This is Yassine from Morocco. So Naim spoke about how she became interested in learning new idioms and vocabulary by surrounding herself with native speakers and being in a group to study the language. And that helped her a lot to study the new vocab. Am I right, Nai?
Yes, before I joining this group, I had a group with my friends, but they are not native speakers. Okay, they're non-native speakers. It's like me. That's
okay. Thanks.
That's it.
Okay. I'm going to join in Azita from Iran, and I agree with her. When you surround yourself with native speakers or advanced learners, they shouldn't be native speakers only. Let's say advanced learners. And I'm going to see one example because I like making examples. I think the past few days, I'm not sure when, but I learned, I saw someone say, it was the first time, thank you a bunch. Thank you a bunch. And okay, this is a new expression for me. I haven't seen this before. So what did I do? I go and search for it. So it means the same as you say, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. That's it. So now I learned this way and I started using it, okay? Wherever I encounter new people, advanced people, learners, or I started using it. And the same way applies to other vocab. This is how. The second thing I want to mention is to keep asking yourself why. Why do you want to use more advanced vocab on your speaking? Okay, because for example, currently, I am focusing on being clear when I speak, being clear as much as possible, and using appropriate grammar. Okay, if I am speaking about an event in the past, I should use the past tense, okay, and etc. So it depends on you. You should answer the why question. Why do you want to sound more advanced? Is it just for fun? I don't think you are going to devote time and just for fun, but I think you should think of answering the question why, the reasons. Anyone else?
So, speaking of vocabulary and advanced vocabulary, I would like to, seeing the time, I would like to actually transition into doing vocabulary now. We were doing open conversation, so if it's all right, if I cut you off a little bit, Yassine, and everybody, and move into doing some of the vocabulary. How does that sound?
Yes, it's good.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Great. Let's do it.
It's good.
Great. So the place that we left off, if you look at the channel called Classroom Notes in Discord, last time I did vocabulary was on July 6th. So it's been about a week. So I'm going to continue from there. Lecture 1, minutes 31, 32, and 33. And I'm going to share my audio. I'm going to queue up the lecture.
James, can I ask something?
Sure, go ahead, Moonmi. Yeah, sure.
I was just thinking, is it possible to open one channel for Plato's Apology in Discord just for the text?
That's a great idea. Yes. I'm not
Is
going
it-
to, yeah, if I forget, great thing to bring to my office if I forget, but just bring it to my office and I'll think about how I want to do that. Okay?
Oh,
Because
sure.
I,
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
great. Okay. Because, yeah, yeah, just message me in the office and I'll remember. So,
Okay.
minutes 31, 32, and 33, here we go. If you're here for the first time, what we do is, this is a philosophy lecture, an academic lecture on Plato and Greek philosophy called Plato, Socrates, and the Dialogues, Lecture 1. The whole lecture, we have the whole lecture. If you're interested in listening to the whole lecture in Telegram, it's there. I think it's also in WhatsApp. But we're really just looking for words and phrases that we don't know. There's some names that get used, like Greek names. You don't have to worry about that. And there's also some terms of kind of academic philosophical jargon that you don't have to worry about so much. But I'm more interested in the intermediate and advanced vocabulary terms. So we'll look those up. I'm going to make a list of words that I think might be useful to learn. I'd like you to do the same. And then also, as we're looking up some of the words, the words often lead to other words or discussions of words, and different words that might not be in the dialogue come up for us to talk about. So if you're not in Discord, join Discord. Ahmed shared the link. Go to the channel called Classroom Notes, and I'm going to be posting the definitions, screenshots of the definitions in that channel. So here we go. Let's listen to Plato, Socrates, and the Dialogues a little bit.
Tragedies, and Socrates stops and says, what do you got there? And Plato says, well, I have these great tragedies. Let me explain them to you. It reads a few pieces and tells them the plot structure. Clearly there is a dialogue, but we never get that because Plato never speaks himself in any of the dialogues. But he never wrote one called the Plato. Perhaps he was too modest, although judging from Plato's intellectual scope, modesty does not seem to be his strong point. But whatever his reason was, he never wrote that. What he did do was he went home and he burned his tragedies and never entered them. That tells us something about the force of Socratic rhetoric. This is a daemonic man, and he has his greatest appeal towards promising young men, particularly Plato in this case, with tremendous poetic gifts and aptitude. So he burns these tragedies, but then writes a new kind of literary form that combines philosophy and poetry into something entirely new. And that should always be kept in mind when we read the Platonic dialogues, that we have Socrates reflected through the mirror or through the glass of a poet. Now these dramas, like any good drama, have no accidents in them. Nothing happens on its own. In the beginning of the Republic, when Cephalus gets finished with his discussion with Socrates and then goes and decides to continue the sacrifices, look, he could do anything. Right? He could go get a hamburger. He could go buy some wheat. But no, he goes and performs the sacrifices. This gesture at religion has symbolic import. In other words, whenever somebody does something in the dialogues, they are doing it for a reason. They're either doing something right because Socrates taught them how to be smart, or at least how to be less stupid than they used to be, or they're doing something wrong, and doing whatever it is they're doing wrong in the way that they are wrong reveals something about their character, about their soul, their psyche. In other words, all the mistakes, logical and otherwise, that we encounter in the dialogues, we encounter for a reason. All right? So when Socrates wins the argument in the first book of the Republic against Thrasymachus, using some very bad and very dubious arguments, not at all convincing if you look at it very closely, Socrates intends to produce bad arguments. He could certainly produce good arguments if he wanted to, but he's trying to lure Glaucon and Adeimantus into the argument. And so he's acting like a crippled bird, right? Trying to suggest that he's not able to make a good argument for justice so that Glaucon and Adeimantus will come in. When Socrates makes a bad argument, there's a reason for it. Plato has these dramatic touches, all right? And that means that you have to read it on the dramatic as well as the logical level. See what's going on. He is narrating a story. Never forget that. The ambiguity of the ironies that Socrates constantly produces is very important as well. Ambiguity can be very suggestive, can be very helpful if it's recognized as being ambiguity. In other words, you have to use your head in approaching the dialogues, and the ambiguity that you get from Socrates when he says, I think X is the case, he either means that or he means exactly the opposite. Or maybe
Okay. A lot of good words in that 3 minutes. Wow. I'm really surprised. So I put the words in the chat in Zoom as well. And I'm just going to read through the words that I found really quickly. Tragedy, plot structure, modest, scope, tremendous, aptitude, entirely, accident, on its own, sacrifice, import, reveal, dubious, lure, crippled, touches, narrating, ambiguity, suggestive, and use your head. If you'd like to define a word and or create a sentence with that word in context, just say your name, where you're from, and then go ahead. Who would like to start with the first word? Tragedy.
Munmi from India. Tragedy means some unhappy incident or suffering or distress. Can be used as a noun, like
Yeah.
it is the
Yeah, go ahead.
And also it is used for drama, like when the drama has an unhappy ending, like Hamlet and all those Shakespeare's drama, which is called a tragedy.
It's called what?
Tragedy or tragic drama. Tragedy, it's called.
Oh, tragedy. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Great.
And okay. It is my greatest tragedy that I couldn't meet my father.
Yeah. Sure. I would say it's a great tragedy for me that I couldn't meet my father.
Okay.
I don't know why, for some reason it sounds funny or strange to talk about my tragedy, but it is a tragedy, or it's a tragedy for me that something happened.
Okay.
Same meaning, just different way to say it.
Okay.
Great. Next is plot structure. What's a plot structure? Plot structure is a little bit different. You're not going to find it in the dictionary because it's a phrase.
Can I try it?
Give it a try, Munmi.
Is this something related to a plot for drama or something?
Takwi mute. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, do you want to say more? Do you want to use it?
No.
No, you're just asking. You're asking a question. Okay.
Yes.
This is more of a literature term, right? If you're interested in stories and literature, plot structure is relevant. So it's important to understand both the words before you understand them combined. What is a plot?
Plot means the happenings of a drama or the acts that are going to be in the drama. I mean, the story of the drama.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. It's the events in a story. A plot is a plot or the events in a story. So go ahead, use that in a sentence, Munmi.
About plot or plot structure?
Plot.
Okay, I have to think. The plot of the drama was quite interesting.
You know, I always asked you to use a little bit of, make it, put the example sentence in a context that allows us to understand the word from the example sentences, right? So if you just say the plot is interesting, it's hard to distinguish it from the bird is interesting, the man is interesting, what the movie is interesting. How would I know what the thing is if it's that kind of sentence? It doesn't give me any additional clues that I could use to kind of get a clearer or understanding.
I watched the drama Romeo and Juliet yesterday, and I find the plot for the scene 1 was really interesting.
Okay, that's much better. All right. Another example might be, I suddenly feel very interested in the plot of Romeo and Juliet because I just started dating somebody myself and I'm thinking about romance. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but there at least you have the plot is relevant to me in some way in the example, because the story then relates to my life. You know, great. Okay, that's plot. And then what is structure?
An arrangement? Nani, Indonesia?
Great. Again, keeping it simple, a structure is a kind of arrangement. Exactly. If you look up structure in the dictionary, I see that it's kind of giving often we talk about like physical structures, but it doesn't have to be only a physical structure, right? So of course, the way the shape, something's shape, or the way you arrange the shape is the structure. So a plot structure, what do you think a plot structure is? It's the arrangement of the elements of a story. How is
the events of the story, the rings from scene 1, scene 2, there are many or 50 plots in this drama, something like that.
Yeah. If again, this is a term, this is a kind of term for people who are interested in literature, but another word that might be useful in this context of talking about plot and literature is climax. What does the word climax mean?
Climax is the
peak of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the most exciting moment in the story, right? You know, if you're watching a movie and the movie starts slowly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. And then somebody's looking for something, and then they get some clues, and then things more. And then there's one moment in the movie where everything hinges on that moment. Do they save the world or not? And boom, then they find out, yes, they saved the world. Aha, and it's finished. And that's the climax of the story. Usually a story will have a climax, kind of the top most interesting, exciting, important point in the story. Be careful with the word climax, because it also
anti-climax.
Well, hold on, Nani. No. That's a different warning. That's useful too. So I'll tell mine, and then you tell yours. Climax also means that moment of sex. The most interesting moment in sex is climax. So just be aware of that. People use that to talk about sex, but it's also, it's very much a neutral word. You can talk about stories, the climax of a story. And you, Nani, do you want to say what the anticlimax is?
Yeah. So
Go
it's
ahead.
different things happen with the when it's climax, we expecting the most exciting, but anticlimax, the tragic things happen, or the actor died. So just out of our expectation, oh no, something like that.
Exactly. And it's very apropos. It's very
Yeah.
appropriate for the discussion that we had last hour. Basically, it means a letdown, a disappointment. You had some kind of expectation and it didn't live up to your expectation, right? So you might say, everybody told me that the park was a really beautiful park, but then when I got there, it was just one tree and two rocks, and it was very anticlimactic. I didn't even think it was a park. So that's great. Climax. I used another word spontaneously. I used the word, so I want to define it for you. Apropos. That's an advanced word, maybe upper intermediate. Apropos. Let me.
I never had this.
Yeah,
Apropos.
it's a good word. Apropos will make you sound smart if you use the word apropos. It's just
Did you put that in Discord, Jim?
Not yet. Hold, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm working here. It's coming. It's coming. Apropos, APROPOS, is a fancy.
Okay.
It's a fancy word that means appropriate.
It is a noun.
Oh,
okay.
Apropos.
The spelling is APROPOS, but is S is silent here?
That's right. The S is silent. It's apropos.
Apropos.
Apropos. So for the dictionary gives these examples. She remarked apropos of the initiative. It's not going to stop the abuse. That's a little bit complicated. Adjective. The composer's reference to child's play is apropos. I think it's easier to use it as an adjective. So it means appropriate, relevant, pertinent, apt, applicable, right? So the discussion of the word climax and anticlimax is apropos to our earlier discussion about expectations and disappointment. Apropos.
Sorry for the interrupted. Mr. Green, we have the some participant in the list. Maybe they have the alphabet, maybe China name, maybe I don't know. You admit him to join.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The name of new participant, James, with different alphabet.
Oh,
as you always, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We'll it's fine. Just leave it for now. Thank you.
Okay.
That's true. That's well, so yeah, you're asking if you'd like me maybe to be consistent. We've been having some difficulties with people who have had Cyrillic names. So let's, rather than me just removing, let me address it by talking to the person. So if your name is written in Russian, would you say hello? Or can anybody read Russian?
Hello, I can read in Russian alphabet.
Can you read the name that is written in Russian in the participants? It says, see, I cannot read Russian, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tatiana. Tatiana. Thank you. Tatiana, are you here? Tatiana? Now we have a second difficulty. I see that Tatiana is not connected to audio, so she may have a technical difficulty. But if I can read the name, like you're telling me Tatiana, and I can talk, then it's okay. We'll go with it. I have a problem when I cannot read the name and I cannot talk to the person. So we are working this out a little by little, but thank you for bringing it to my attention, Ahmed. Just keep an eye on it and it's okay. So back to the vocabulary. We were doing plot structure, climax, apropos. I'm going to move on to the third word, which is modest. Somebody, hopefully, who has not defined a word or given us an example sentence, would you like to do that? Who is that? Oh, Ellie from Iran. Go ahead.
Iran. Yes, this is Ali from Iran. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to elaborate about modest. As you know, modest is exactly the synonym of humble. When you aren't selfish, when you are kind, that is to say you are modest or you are humble. For example, you can suppose somebody say something about you and
remove him, Mr. Jagri.
Thank you. See, so if you would like to know why I am removing people who have Russian names, that's the reason, because every day it's different Russian names, but the Russian names have been. Sorry, Ellie, I was just explaining why I am not allowing anyone with a Russian name into the group anymore, is because for some reason, people with Russian names have been disrupting the group the last 3 or 4 days. So I wanted to check, because it might be that somebody who's just speaking Russian wants to join the group, but so far it has not been the case. Everyone who has joined the group with a Russian name has disrupted the group. So we removed them, and just letting you know, I'm being very careful with people who have Russian names. Back to you, Ellie. You were saying that that modest means humble.
Yeah, as a humble. Yeah, exactly. Of humble, and I want to make some questions, some sentences for this. If you want to be modest person, it's if you want to be charming person, it's better you try to be modest person. And or another sentence is, the more you are kind and the more you are modest, the more you are charming. It's my sentences for this vocabulary.
Okay,
I'm finished.
Okay, now again, if you use it in a sentence, if that's the example sentence, it's a little bit difficult to guess the meaning from that way of that kind of sentence, right? You know, John is modest. Okay, well, what does that mean? So, right, or if you say, I want John to be more modest, again, okay, you want something from John, but what do you want from John? So yeah. I'm going to think of a sentence which maybe gives a little bit of the meaning inside the sentence. For example, my friend John won an Olympic medal because he's such a great runner. However, when we go to parties, he doesn't tell anybody that he is an Olympic athlete. He's very modest. So now you see, based on my little mini story, he is a great runner, but he doesn't tell anybody. Then you have an idea of what it means to be modest. And that's an example sentence that puts the word into context. Great. Moving along. Yes, also?
I want to give another meaning of the same word modest. We can say a small amount of something, a small amount of money, for example. Like if I say in a sentence, her latest novel gained a modest amount of money. It didn't get that much success as usual.
Great. That's right. It also means a small amount or a medium amount, right? So I might say, yes, I'm working, but I only make a modest salary. Not too small, but not too big. Yeah, great.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Moving along. I think we did scope. I added scope, but I want to skip it because I think we did that already. And let's go to tremendous. Tremendous is an intermediate. Ahmed, is that you? Anyway, intermediate word, tremendous. Anybody? Even maybe a beginner word, tremendous, but it's an upper beginner word.
Munmi from India.
No, Munmi.
Tremendous.
No, Munmi. This is a word for a beginner, for an intermediate student, and for someone who has not yet talked in this in this class today. Hold on.
This is Ahmed.
Yeah.
Like space, maybe.
Like space?
Yes.
Not exactly. Do you want to try again? Oh, hold on, Murad. You're an advanced student. No. Hold on, Murad. Ahmed, can you try again with tremendous?
Okay.
This is sorry.
No, hold on a second, Eric. Just one second. Ahmed, try again for me. I mean, stay off of mute. Keep talking to me. Think out loud. Because I don't really get what you mean by like space. So keep talking. Let's see if we can understand what you think tremendous means.
You know, maybe distance between something is different.
It could be distance, it could be space, but what about the distance? What about the space? It's an adjective.
Yes, exactly. I don't know.
You don't know. Great, you don't know, that's fine. Eric, go ahead.
Can I use it as impressive or spectacular?
Impressive, spectacular. It very simple. It just means very big, very, very big. Mount Everest is the biggest mountain on planet Earth. It is a tremendous mountain. It is very, very big. An elephant is the biggest land animal. It is a tremendous animal. It's a tremendously large animal. A blue whale is the largest animal on Earth. It's a tremendous animal, tremendous. Now, Eric, you gave a more sophisticated meaning of tremendous, which means spectacular, right? That's fine too, right? The actor's tremendous performance, or the actor's performance in Romeo and Juliet was tremendous. I really enjoyed it. Similar, very big, but just in an abstract way. I mean, like very big success or very, very high quality, tremendous. We use it as an exclamation as well. You know, the way we, not just, right, he is a great runner, who's great is the adjective, but we also just say great, right? As an exclamation, like great. We can say that with tremendous, tremendous, just tremendous. You don't hear it very often, but you can use it in that way just to say something is great, something is tremendous, something is amazing and spectacular. Okay.
This is me, Aisha. I want to ask one question. Some people, they use great as in a taunting way as well. The great word.
They use it in a what way? A taunting way?
Yeah, sometimes. Like
Well,
during the conversation, like if somebody do a bad thing, and in the taunting way, the other person reply, great.
Ah, great. So let's do that. So first of all, let me define taunt for people, because taunt might be upper intermediate word that people don't know. Would you like to say what taunting means?
Taunting, like to taunt someone, like in a bad way, like making fun of it indirectly.
Make fun of, provoke,
Someone,
poke fun at,
indirectly.
start off. Yeah, could be directly or indirectly, sure. Actually, taunting is direct. Taunting is, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of taunting, is that you want to get their attention, you want to get them to focus on you, you want to pull them into a fight. It's very direct, taunting, right? For example, hey you, yeah, I'm talking to you. No, yeah, well, your t-shirt is ugly. Yeah, that's right. I don't like your t-shirt. Right? You're talking to someone in a way that's trying to get their attention, maybe provoke them to get angry, and then to focus on you. So it's very direct. And so you're saying, Aisha, that sometimes people use the word great to taunt. I'm gonna give you a secret. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. You can use almost anything to taunt. It doesn't have to be the word great, right? I think the way that you're, the thing you're describing where somebody says great, that to me just sounds like they're being sarcastic, right? Sarcastic means you're saying something in the opposite way that it would normally be used, right? So if I said, you're a great teacher, that's maybe just normal, not sarcastic. Then if I change my tone or change the context, it might sound a little bit differently. Oh, you're a great teacher. Sometimes it's difficult to pick up. When is somebody being sarcastic? When are they being sincere? It's not always obvious. Native speakers will very often miss if another person is being sarcastic. And if you're doing it on text, even more, many people will not know, is this person being sincere or are they being sarcastic? There's often no way to know. You have to guess, or you have to ask, or you have to have some special knowledge about the relationship. You won't necessarily know. So it's true, Aisha, people will use great to be sarcastic or taunt, but you should be careful before you assume that that's what's happening. You want to really investigate and check.
Okay.
Right.
Who is speaking? Say your name.
This is Ali. I mentioned that sarcastic means ironic.
It's close, but actually they're very different.
Why?
Well, that's a good question. We could talk about that. We could look at what, would you like to look at the difference between sarcasm and irony?
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's a difficult difference to understand, but this brings us to literature. In literature, irony is a literary device. Let's look at it. What is irony? Would anybody like to define sarcasm again, or irony?
This is Murad. Can you please add the word mockery to those two perspectives?
Sure. The list, hold on. So write it in the chat. I'm gonna one word at a time, one distinction at a time. So we're doing sarcasm first. Then we're doing irony. And then we'll do mockery. So let's start with sarcasm. I know I just said it, but I want to hear it from one of you, and I want to hear it in an example sentence. And I want to say, if this is very apropos to the dialogue of Plato. Otherwise, I would not go into it because it's a kind of tangent. This is a tangent, but Socratic irony is very famous. And so it's a great opportunity for us to look at the difference between sarcasm and irony. What is sarcasm? The dictionary says, the use of irony to mock or convey contempt. So, according to the dictionary, it is related to irony, but it is not only irony. As it says in the dictionary, it is used to convey hatred. It is used to express anger, hatred, ridicule, sneering. It is an attack. Sarcasm is a kind of attack. Sometimes the attack is indirect. Sometimes it's a self-attack, like, oh, I'm having so much fun. It is used to express a strong negative feeling. That's exclusive to sarcasm. Irony, using language that signifies the opposite. A literary technique used in Greek tragedy where the full significance of a character's words are clear to one person, but unknown to the character. This is a little bit difficult. This is a little bit difficult. You know, if you take a college class, they'll spend a whole class in college talking about what is, but the simple, for me, the simple explanation is, how about this? There is a person and he's walking along the street and
suddenly he fell over.
So if you have an example of irony, give it to us. I need some time. I need to think about my example. But if you have one, go ahead and give it to us.
Yeah,
Hold on, one at a time. Asos, and then Moonmi, and then maybe me.
Okay. Just like you said, your example, there is a boy which is walking, or he's walking in a street. Then suddenly he fell over. So the outcome or the result of his walking wasn't that he put it in his consideration. So the outcome of the thing you are going to do is not meet your expectations. This is the irony, which is opposite to your of what you are doing.
I wasn't able to follow your example. It might just be me because I'm thinking of my own example. Would you say that again? The person falls over and what?
Yeah, he was walking to maybe on his way to his house. Then he suddenly fell over, tripped over something, a stone or something. So it happened something accidentally, which
thank you. Definitely no. Thank you. Definitely no. Definitely
no.
No.
Okay.
Hold on, Aso. Yeah.
Okay.
Socrates said he knows nothing, but the irony is that he knows so much.
It's not wrong with me, but I want to give a simple example. That's not simple enough for me. I think we can come up with a simpler example. Ellie, you want to try? Ellie, you have your hand up.
I think yes, this is Ali from Iran. I want to tell you that I guess I can understand the difference between irony and sarcasm. Irony, for example, you and your friend talk together and kidding each other and laugh with each other. What sarcastic?
Whoa, slow. No.
No?
No.
My
No. Slow. Now, I want you to know something. Right now, we are not studying English, really. We are studying literature. Most native speakers do not know what irony is. I'll tell you, because I have done English literature my whole life. People don't understand what irony is. So you're learning something a little bit more advanced. But this is good. I found a great example. That I think will be very clear. There are two children. And one child has a water balloon. You know what a water balloon is? It's filled with water and you throw it. It's a balloon filled with water.
Water, yeah.
And you throw it and you get water all over you. And it's a toy. So imagine two children. One is chasing the other to throw a water balloon. The second child is running away, and he's running very fast. And accidentally, he falls into the swimming pool and gets wet.
Yeah.
That is irony. He's running away so he doesn't get wet, but because he ran away, he got wet because he fell in the pool. That's an example of irony. It's nothing to do with hatred. It's nothing to do with sneering. It's just, it's like a funny, paradoxical coincidence that maybe somebody is not even aware of the connection.
May I add something?
No, I would like you to reflect what I said first. I want to see if you understood what my example was.
You said something about two kids were playing, then someone hit the other with the balloons with the water, then he get wet.
No. See, good. So nice try. You got half of it, but the other half is key. If you miss that half, the second half, you won't understand what I'm saying. Does somebody else want to try get what I said?
Yeah, this is Munmi. You said there are two kids. One is having a water balloon who is trying to throw on the other boy, and the other boy is feared of water, and that's why he is running away. But ironically, while he was running away, he dropped into the swimming pool. So finally, he get wet.
Yes.
So that is irony.
Exactly.
Can I use one sentence? Try it?
Yeah, go ahead.
My brother says he loves to be in solitude, but ironically, most of the time I see him surrounded by crowd.
Could be. He says he likes to be in silence, and yet he's constantly surrounded by crowds. Maybe. I'm not sure why I'm thinking maybe, but let's hold off. You're reminding me of another very good common example. Imagine in a conversation, there is a person and they say, and they are talking and talking and talking and talking. They don't stop talking. And they say, I really don't like people who talk so much. People who talk so much should be really more considerate. They should listen once in a while. Have you ever met that they just never stop talking and they keep talking and it's so annoying? And you're thinking to yourself, that's ironic. You don't like people who talk too much, but you talk too much. And here's the key. They don't realize it. Now, it would be different if the person says, I don't like other people talking, but I do it and I don't care. That's not irony. The key element is that the person is not aware of what is happening. They don't realize that they are talking a lot, but you realize, this person doesn't realize this paradox, this contradiction. They don't like people to talk a lot. They are talking a lot. That doesn't make sense, and they don't realize it. That is irony. And that's why in the Socratic conversations, Socrates is the smart guy, right? He knows everything that's going on, but everybody who talks to him doesn't know what's going on. So constantly, the people who talk to him present these situations where it's ironic. They want a good leader, and they are a good leader, but they don't realize it. Or they don't want advice, but they are giving advice all the time, but they don't realize it. That is Socratic irony, and it happens a lot in these dialogues. And it also happens with us. I imagine in our group, the example, now that we are talking about irony, I imagine maybe this will come up as a topic a lot. You might notice examples of irony all the time, and then we can talk about that. So there you go.
So may I add an example? Just remind me, and after what you just said about the irony, returning back to our to the literature.
No, I'm not picking on you, but you didn't understand before, so I'm very happy that I checked, because I wouldn't want you not to understand. So one more time, I would just like to check with you. What did you hear me say?
To hear what you just mentioned.
Yeah. What did I just say?
You said that the great irony is that the person himself is not aware of what he is doing, but he is just blaming or keep bothering or saying the certain situation that he is committing and doing in the same time, and he is blaming the others of doing that act.
And not aware of it, and that's irony. Yes. Great, Aso. Yes. Thank you.
Like
okay.
Yes. In Indonesia, there are two ironic James.
Hold on a second, Nani. Hold on a second, because Aso got me, so now I do want to let her have the floor, and then we'll hear from you. Nani, go ahead, Aso.
Yes, I just wanted to add an example from the literature of the story of Romeo and Juliet, when he poisoned himself, thinking that Juliet did the same and she is poisoned. Actually, she wasn't poisoned. She was under a drug or something. She was unconscious. She wasn't dead. So the audience know the reality that Juliet wasn't dead, but he think that she is dead, and he commits suicide. This is also an example of an irony here.
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I see it so close.
I think it's more an example of tragedy than irony. But I could see how you might make an argument for irony, but I'm not sure. So I want to put that aside. That's a little bit more of a complicated example, and we're not doing literature much more. But I would say bring it up when we have a discussion. Next time we do discussion, bring up that question. Is the ending of Romeo and Juliet tragedy or irony? Or both, and we can talk about it. Okay, Aso?
Okay, yeah.
Great. Nani?
Thank you.
Now, I just want to conclude the two examples you said, and including Aso. There are two models of ironic, tragic ironic, and happy ironic. Tragic ironic, the one like you said, the children play with the water balloon and fully soaked with the water, fully wet. That's tragic irony, because that's come from circumstances. So when it is happy ironic, it's come from you yourself, with the way you think. Example, you said something, keep talking, but finally he realized something about himself. That's called happy ironic. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, Nani, that there is tragic irony, comic irony. Absolutely. Okay, so this tangent, this diversion, we've gone it's very interesting, and we are reading literature. Plato's dialogues is literature, so it makes sense that these ideas are coming up. And I'm glad they're coming up. I find them to be really intriguing. So, but I do want to continue with the vocabulary. Murad, you've been waiting very patiently. Would you still like to look at mockery? Murad is not here anymore. Okay, we can look at mockery anyway. And Renato, I see you making some comments. Do you want to make those comments to everybody?
No, I've just written them down on the comment section. Yeah.
He noted the irony that the weapons were now being used against the country that produced them. Yeah, that sounds like a great example of tragic irony, right? A country produces some weapons, they sell them, and then somebody buys them and uses them to attack that country. It does sound like an example of tragic irony, and probably Romeo and Juliet, the ending of Romeo and Juliet is tragic irony. Thank you. But moving on to the word mockery. Mockery just means to make fun of, often to imitate. To mock is to copy a person's behavior in a way that is making fun of them, insulting them, taunting them, criticizing them. Mockery. Does anybody want to use mockery in a sentence or mock?
Could I?
This is Ellie. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Ellie from Iran, and now at the moment I want to make sentences with mock. Pretend that it's not good behavior when some people try. It's good or no?
Your connection is a little poor, and your example sentence, I didn't hear mock in the example sentence. Partly you broke up. Do you want to try again? Just to say the same sentence?
Yeah. Somebody tried to mock their classmate, and it's not good behavior.
Okay, yeah. One classmate was mocking another, and it's bad behavior. Mock is a verb. Mock as the verb might be a little easier to use than the noun mockery, but yeah, they're related.
Yeah, and
we often use mockery in the phrase "make a mockery." He made a mockery of their party by holding a much bigger party at the same time. So nobody went to, Michael made a mockery of John's party by holding a much better party at the same time. Everybody went to Michael's party. Nobody went to John's party. And John was very upset. Make a mockery. Okay. Next word.
Can I use it in sentence?
Oh, sure.
It's Doubting Thomas from Pakistan. So mockery, it means that to make someone seem silly, like idiot. It means that, right?
Teasing and contemptuous language or behavior directed at a particular person or thing. An absurd misrepresentation or imitation of something.
To make someone it indicates that you want to make someone appear like silly in a way that he is a silly.
Ridicule, deride, jeer, contempt, mockery, scorn, scoffing, travesty, charade, farce, parody, laughingstock, caricature. All really, really good synonyms.
All right, so I try to use it in a sentence now. All right,
Can I
so
please?
let's suppose there is a person who acts as if he is a gentleman and he makes some comments about someone, but he doesn't know that he makes sense to others. So like I laugh, I smile in a way that I smile in a way that seems that he is making, he is saying just what he is saying is just nonsense, and my smile will prove that. My smile will be full of mockery. I will be smiling in a way that indicates like mockery. Am I right?
I don't think it's a great example. You've given an explanation, you've given a setup, and you've told me that there's somebody smiling full of mockery. And I want a clearer example of what mockery is. Not just, no, I want to finish my thought. May I finish my thought?
Yes.
Sure. I want to just say a few words about what I find problematic with your example, Doubting. You're giving a setup. You're saying, I can't remember exactly, but it's something like one person wants to make fun of another, right? And that's certainly the context in which we want to mock somebody. However, why is it mocking them to smile? They're smiling. Okay. Now, smiling could mean many different things.
Yeah.
Now,
no.
I'm not done. Hold on. Give me a chance. I have an idea. I'm finishing. Right. Smiling is not clearly mockery. However, here's an example of clear mockery. I am just copying the same thing that they're doing. So if they say, "Good morning, everyone," I also say, "Good morning, everyone." And then they say, "I'm going to the store." And I repeat them and I say, "I'm going to the store." That would be an example of mocking behavior, where I'm copying the things that the person is doing in a sarcastic way. Can you tell me what I said?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I just got your point, but
can you tell me what my point is and what I said?
Like, let's suppose I say I'm just a gentleman, and you say you're just a gentleman. Oh, so it means that you're mocking me, like I'm not really, and I'm just saying something about me, and you just copied my words, and you indicated that I'm not really a gentleman. So you just mock me.
That's right, Doubting. That's right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanna finish myself. May I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's suppose, as I said, like, let's suppose there is a person who says something like in a gentle way. He just acts as if he is a gentleman, but he is not actually. He just appears, he just acts as if he is. So he just makes comment about someone who goes by himself. He makes comment about him. When there is someone else, he makes comment about him. He thinks that he...
Doubting Thomas, would you slow down? It's hard for me to follow you exactly when you speak so quickly.
All right, I try. So I'm just saying that there is a person who tries to be a gentleman, but he is not actually. So let's suppose he makes comment about me. He says that Doubting Thomas, he's not that a good boy, and I'm a good boy. And he's saying to you about me. Let's suppose there is another person, he's saying to you about me.
Thomas,
he says,
Doubting Thomas, actually, you're still speaking so quickly with your example that it's still difficult for me to follow what you're saying.
All right, I tried to slow down.
Great.
Yeah. So let's suppose there is a person who says something to you about me. Let's suppose he says to James about me. He says to James that Doubting Thomas is not a good boy. So you think that Doubting Thomas is a good boy, So the third person is saying to you that doubting Thomas is not. So you just smile in a way that you think that the person who is talking to you is just a silly person. It means that he doesn't even know about me and he makes comment about me, and you are thinking that the person who is talking to you is a silly person himself, because he doesn't know doubting Thomas, and still he's making comments about the doubting Thomas. So you just smile in a way that indicates to mockery. So I will say that the James smile was full of mockery.
Well,
did you get the point?
No, I didn't get the point. It's still very kind of convoluted for me. I don't know. Maybe other people got it, but it's not really working for me. And so I would like to just drop it. It's fine. I don't need to get everything.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that's okay with you, if I just not get it.
All right. It doesn't matter.
You sure? It might be that somebody else gets you. It doesn't have to just be about me understanding everybody. There's times when I don't understand people.
Yeah, it can also be happen. Yet it is also possible.
Would you like to see if somebody else understood your example other than me?
They can say they can share their notions about my example.
May I?
Yeah.
So, and somebody else also tried to speak? Who was the other person who tried to speak at the same time as Aso? Nobody? Okay, go ahead, Aso.
Okay. He's just give an example of an irony, close to the irony, the word which we discussed it before, that he's telling you of someone, a person who is coming to you.
Aso, yes? Would you speak directly to Doubting Thomas?
Okay. Mr. Thomas, I'm just reflecting you, and correct me if I am wrong. You're saying that and directing your words to James, saying if a person who was passing by and telling James about you that you are not a good boy, and actually James know that you are a good person and a good boy, and and that person himself is not the good person. So here would be a mockery as your example.
Yeah, let's say
James, in his inside know who you are, and he also know that person and what kind of person he is. So he is saying something bad about you, but actually he is the bad one. This is what I get from your example.
Yeah, and after that, I just gave an example sentence like when James listened to him, and James smiled in a way that indicates to mockery. Let's suppose James know that Doubting Thomas is a good person.
He smiled at him because he is telling a mockery. Or I don't know if you describe James laughing or smiling at him as he know the real person you are, that he is smiling in a mockery way. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah, exactly. Or smiling can also be full of mockery.
Doubting? Yes, okay, so rather than repeating over and over again, if she got you, then let's leave it there. Because I get the impression that you're going to repeat yourself. And I don't see a need for that. I want to also, I used a word before that I want to define. The word is convoluted. Convoluted, I'm putting it in the list. Convoluted means especially complex and difficult to follow. Please don't take it personally of your example, Doubting Thomas. We all are convoluted at different times. It's the opposite of simple, clear, and direct. Convoluted means it goes around in lots of different directions and has details that are maybe extra and get in the way of understanding something. Convoluted. The convoluted narrative encompasses all manner of digressions, right? So, for example, his story was very convoluted. I asked him what he ate for breakfast, and he began to tell me the history of orange juice and the history of farmers working on orange plantations, and how factories that make orange juice are not getting the microchips that they need for their compute, blah, blah, right, and on and on. So instead of just telling me I had orange juice and eggs for breakfast, he told me a long, convoluted story about the history of orange farms.
Complicated.
Extremely complicated, unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
Doubting. Don't take it personally. I'm not just, I'm not criticizing. Yes, doubting. Hold on, I want to move on. I'm giving a definition of convoluted, and now I'm moving on.
No, I just want to
say
something.
I want to move on. You want to say something, and I want to move on.
It's just about us. It will make sense what I'm going to say.
It's just that I want to move on. You just want to say something, and I just want to move on. And we want to do different things right now. Doubting.
What I'm going to say.
Doubting. Would you allow me to teach this class?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Okay, great.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm moving on. Thank you. The next word is aptitude. Someone who has not yet defined a word, would you like to tell us what aptitude is?
Oh, I can talk then.
Go ahead, Nani.
Aptitude is a gifted talent.
Uh-huh.
It's not by inheritance, talent, not by training or skill. It's a gifted talent.
Uh-huh.
I saw a kind of aptitude by singing the Hallelujah. I forgot the name of Hubert. He has that kind of tone that can reach the high pitch. So for 10 years old girl, it's an aptitude way to reach that tone for 10 years old girl.
It just means ability. It just means ability. Yeah. She has an aptitude for singing.
Yeah.
She has an aptitude for dancing. Means that she has a skill that is part of her, just who she is, and maybe she's developing it and practicing to make it stronger. But something about her, she just has the ability to sing very well. Aptitude.
But it is a gifted talent, James, not by skill, but it is automatically come from inside, by inheritance talent.
That's right. It's a genetic, inherent, or natural, natural ability to do something. The next word is intermediate, maybe beginner word, entirely.
Completely.
Yes. Doubting Thomas, would you let some other people who have not gone have a turn? I love it when people participate. I have nothing wrong with that. I just, sometimes if some people who have participated a few times or have recently participated go, then other people don't have a chance as easily. Not everyone is as quick. Not everyone is as confident as you and some other people to answer questions.
Oh, I just thought everyone is allowed to make their command.
Would you tell me what I just said, Dowding?
Yeah, exactly. I'm listening to you.
No, would you tell me what I said?
You said that let others participate in the activities, and I should wait for my turn.
No, I didn't say that. I said that some people are not as fast and confident. Some people need a little bit more time before they can speak. Some people are very fast and very confident. And there's nothing wrong with being fast and confident. I want to make room for everyone, people who are fast and confident and who take a little bit more time and are not as confident.
Yeah, I appreciate your notions. I'll be waiting for this.
Okay. Entirely, yeah?
This is Maruf.
Yeah, Maruf.
I am so angry. Why have you entirely eaten my pizza?
I am so angry. Why have you eaten my entire pizza?
Yeah.
So entire means completely. And wholly, everything. Completely, totally, fully, altogether, utterly, absolutely. And this is key. The word entirely is often used to emphasize something. He is a bad baseball player. He is an entirely bad baseball player. It's a way to just emphasize something, and it's a kind of like saying, I really mean this. What I'm about to say is really true, right? I entirely do not want to go to the movies tonight. I really don't want to go to the movies tonight. Okay, that's entirely. Next word.
May I ask James about the word entirely?
Go ahead.
Can I say for someone
I want to ask you a question before you ask your question. Do you think it's a good idea to ask a question now?
No, it is about the same word, not about anything else.
That may be true. However, I'm asking a different question.
Yes.
So I don't think you heard my question. My question, right? You asked me if you can talk, and I'm asking you to slow down and think about it yourself and think, is it a good idea? Do you think it is not just something that you want to do, but is it in the best interests of the group and the class for you to ask your question?
Sure. If it is related to this specific word you are explaining, I guess, if you don't mind, actually. So I'm not...
Actually, I'm asking a different question. I'm not asking you to guess if I mind. If I mind or not is a different question.
Okay.
What I'm asking is, if you think it's a good idea, Aso Aldori.
Yeah, I think it is an important question, because I just doubt if this sentence is right or wrong to use entirely in that way. So it is related,
and
not irrelevant.
And I'm not just asking you if you think it's important, if it's personally interesting to you. I'm also asking you if you think it's a good idea for the whole group.
I can't know.
I'm not, I know you can't, I know you can't know. I know you can't know. I'm not asking you to know. I'm asking you to have an opinion.
Well, if you like, we can move on and leave my question to the next day. It's okay.
No, Aso. You're going back to me and saying if about what I like and what I don't like. And again, I'm asking you to do something different, which is to not depend on me to make that determination. I'm asking you to take up what I call a student role and to make that determination yourself.
Yes, I can stop and delay my question. It's okay with me.
Okay, but again, all right, I'm not asking you if it's okay with you. I'm asking you to think about if it's in the best interest of the class, right? See, here's the thing. When it comes to what other people want and what we want, there are kind of three ways that I would say you could go about it. You can be rebellious and say, I want what I want, no matter what. I don't care what other people want. I don't care what the teacher wants. I don't care what the other students want. I want it no matter what. That would be kind of like just focused on yourself. And I would call that rebellious, just doing anything. Then there's another option where you just go along even if you don't think it's a good idea, right? Like you think this is really important, but James said no, so I'll do whatever James says. That's what I would call compliant, means you're just going along. That came up with the discussion with Yassine a little bit earlier. I don't know if you remember. Rebellious or compliant, both of those create different problems. What I'd like you to do is check for yourself if you think it's a good idea. That's what I'm asking you to do. That's what I'm asking everybody to do when they come here.
Yeah. As I said, I can't know what other people's I can't have a mind read of the others if they like it or not. But if it is for the sake of the others or the period, we got a specific time. So it is more beneficial to go ahead and continue the other vocabulary we have. So I decided if I am delaying you and to do the best and to complete your lesson. So here I would go with you and stop interrupting. Even my question would be a bit, I want to know the answer, so I can delay it, as I said before, to the next day, and you accept that. You said you can ask me if it is an urgent question for you, you can delay it to the other day. It won't be a problem for you. So I can delay my question for the sake of the others and for the time of the lesson as well. It would be more useful to continue than my question. I see like that way. Thank you for being patient to listen, James. Okay.
Okay. The next word is, let's see, where do I want to go? I want to skip accident. I want to skip on its own. I want to skip sacrifice. I want to skip import. I'm going to mute Ali Shafak. Let's do reveal. Reveal.
Yeah, this is Murad.
Go ahead.
Yeah, reveal is a terminology where you want to disclose something or to, to talk about something, revealing something. So it means disclose or revealing.
Mm-hmm. Reveal means revealing, Murad. That's very funny. Can you
disclose? Disclose.
Yeah, disclose.
Or discovering something.
Yeah, to show, divulge, tell, let out, let slip, display, exhibit, uncover, reveal. Do you want to use it in a sentence?
Okay, well, I would say the moderator revealed, or he was revealing the upcoming news for his project.
The moderator revealed his upcoming plans for his project. Great. Next word, dubious. Dubious. Who would like to?
May I?
In this
Renato
group,
from
Renato from
Cabo Verde.
Cabo Verde, please go ahead.
Yes, something that is unclear.
Doubtful, uncertain, unsure, undecided. Would you like to use it in a sentence?
I think it, okay. Mary was at the police station. She said the detective that she was at home when her husband got murdered. However, the detective found it dubious because there is a person who saw her at a motel.
Perfect. Perfect example. So I'm going to repeat that. She told the police that I can't remember exactly. She told the police she was at home when her husband was murdered. The detective found that to be a dubious story because he heard otherwise. Great. So it means suspicious, untrustworthy, unreliable, doubtful, a dubious, yeah, likely not true or hard to believe, dubious. Good. Next word, lure, L-U-R-E, lure. This word relates to the word taunt. What does it mean? It's a verb. To lure.
It's Aisha. It means someone who is greedy.
Aisha, where are you from? I don't remember.
Pakistan.
Pakistan. And you said what? Greedy?
Greedy.
Oh. No. I don't know why you say greedy.
May I say something? Also, the temptation, like seducing or being attractive, is that allure mean?
So I don't know if you realize this, but you've been talking quite a bit, and I was hoping to hear from someone who didn't yet talk.
Okay.
Would it be all right if we give some other people a chance who didn't talk yet?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's probably a good idea. Otherwise, people may start to get irritated.
Yeah, sure. I agree with you.
I totally understand the desire to participate, and I want, I love that you want to participate. I also just want to take into account that there are maybe 20 other people who might want to participate.
Exactly. You shall leave the others to share as well.
Great. So does anybody who has not yet defined a word want to try lure?
This is Richard.
Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, lure is a knowledge gained through study or experience, right?
Internet problems. I can't hear you at all, Richard. I don't know if it's just me or others, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Jim?
Yeah, now I can. Do you want to try again?
Okay, sure. It's meant as knowledge gained through study or experience.
No, knowledge through study or experience, not at all. I think you must be defining a totally different word. What word do you what word are you defining, Richard?
I define is L-O-R-E.
Yeah, that is a different word. Thank you. Okay, we'll do that. Let's do L-U first, and then we'll do L-O. Great. Somebody wanted to do L-U-R-E?
This is Ali.
This is Khan.
Shafak, can I take it right now?
Ali Shafak. Ali Shafak, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
I hear
you're
you.
audible.
You can. Okay, great. Khan, go ahead. I can't hear Ali Shafak, so go ahead, Khan.
Well, something very attractive.
Yeah, your man is
coy.
cheating. Cheating. Can you hear me?
Hold on, Ali Shafak. Go ahead, Khan.
Oh, something like that, very attractive and decoy. So is that?
Well, that's true. That's the noun version. I wanted the verb first. The verb lure first.
Sorry, I think I had the poor connection in here.
I muted you, Ali Shafak. Go ahead, Khan.
Something you deny, like that, decoy or deny, something like that.
No, close. It means to attract, to tempt, to induce, to persuade. It's a way to trick someone into something, to invite them in a deceptive way. So, for example, the criminal lured the tourist into an alleyway, and then when they were alone, he hit them over the head and took their money. To invite in a deceptive way. Go ahead, Maruf.
I am asking, is trap, no?
It's similar to trap, yeah, similar to trap.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, if you're here, you were talking about the word lore, L-O-R-E, totally different. Lore is like a body of historic knowledge, traditions, mythology, legends, stories, folklore. That is lore, knowledge about the past that is passed on over a long period of time and contains stories about what happened.
Ancient.
I am not hearing people. I don't know. It might be my connection. I don't usually have a hard time hearing so many people. But you're telling me that some of you hear me okay, right? Nani, you hear me okay? Juan, you hear me okay? Okay. So then if some people hear me okay, then it's not my connection.
Yeah, you're audible. We can hear you.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a distortion in your voice.
Sometimes distortion in my voice for you. All right.
Your voice is clear.
For some people, my voice is clear.
So can I define the word lure? Is it lure?
No, Doubting Thomas. I would like a same thing that I was saying to Aso. You and Aso have been speaking a bit, and I want to hear from some people who have not yet spoken. Is that all right with you?
All right.
Greece, Saiba, Shyam Bihari, Rama, Gloria, Eric, Ramesh, Rosa from Mexico, Maruf, Anna Maria, Khan, Amira, Catalino, Juan from Costa Rica. Right, this is about 15 people who have been mostly silent. And I'd like to know if you'd like to say anything. We're going to end the call in about 18 minutes. So I'm going to the silent subgroup now.
This is Amira from Libya.
Yeah.
I'm not silent for this hour because I have a chance last in conversation. So I give the space to other participants to practice just only for listening. This is how to dealing with other members in our group. Anyone else?
This is Khan. Having internet connectivity problem, but I don't give up. I just try to writing whatever you are saying. Like that, some kind of vocabulary you're saying. I just write down on my textbook or exercise book and try to apply with myself. Anybody else?
Hello, James. This is Catalino. I'm from Mexico. So I'm really interested in being in this group, James. I have learned a lot. However, I have been taking some sessions on my work at the same time. That's why I cannot be in both of them. Sometimes when I have a little bit time, I try to join into this group. But thank you, James, for all your help.
That's fine, Catalino. You can join when you can and in the way. And if you just are listening, that's totally fine too. Thank you for letting me know.
No, thank you to you.
Rosa from Mexico, Ramesh, Gloria, Eric, Rama, Greece, Shyam Bihari, Anna Maria, Richard. Anything you want to say?
This Ramesh Thebe from Nepal, and I'm very satisfied with your teaching style, and you're very democratic, and your techniques is very learner-centered, and I'm very happy with all participants. They express their multiple perspectives, desires, and different angles of theory, knowledge, and perceptions. That's why I'm very happy, and this is my only second day in this Zoom meeting, so that I was very confused about the rules, especially house rules of this Zoom meeting. That's why I couldn't speak before, but I hope in next session I will talk and discuss the given topics. And actually, I'd like to thank you very much, Teacher James. Thank you.
Ramesh Tib from Nepal. You're very welcome. Glad to hear that it's meaningful to you, and you're new to this group, right? You said it's only your second day, so of course it takes some time to figure out what's going on. Of course, no worries about that, and let us know if we can help you in any way with doing that. There's I know some Ahmed put some links in. I don't know if you got that, but it seems like you're already connected to us, so I'll just leave it there. Thank you, Ramesh. Somebody's chopping, cooking. Shyam Bahari, do you want to say anything?
Hello. Good evening, all of you. My name is Cham, and I am from India, and I am learning English, but a little bit understanding and speaking. So sorry for that, sir. When I joined your WhatsApp group and session meeting, so after then change my life. So you are best teacher. So lots of you helping me. So I would like to thank sir.
All right.
But
Go ahead.
But I am not explaining any topic, but because of I am very beginner person, So that is why. So I am very excited every day attending your class. I am not mixed. I am job and assistant supervisor manager and forever living photos in company. So so today I am also very excited, sir, and uh, I am so many learning English. You know, when you support the world selflessly, the whole universe will support endlessly. So universe is listening me and all person supporting me. So thank you so much, sir. I have nothing to say. So I am today very appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like you do have something to say. That's not nothing. And glad to have you here. Glad that you're appreciating it and that you were able to connect through WhatsApp. And the topic, by the way, is vocabulary. We were learning vocabulary items. And so if you saw, there was a list of vocabulary words in the chat. And then I would define each of them and we were making sentences. So that's the topic. And we've gone through about 10 or 15 words. And each time we do another 3 minutes in a lecture. If you're interested in listening to the lecture independently, you can join the Telegram or WhatsApp groups, and the lecture, the audio for the whole lecture is there. You can listen it in your own time. Okay. Other people who were silent and who might want to speak? Anything?
This is Richard.
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, I just joined here because I do my workout. I need to healthy and also join a Zoom meeting. And then, yeah, and I join in, I hear jump in, and I hear you learn about new vocabulary. So I can write down, yeah, this is my vocabulary to learn. So I'm jubilant about that.
Yeah.
To learn more vocabulary.
Yeah. I love to do that too, Richard. If I'm not teaching, I like to take my phone, go outside, go to the park, go for a walk while I'm listening to people talk and get some exercise at the same time. So if you can do that, great. I need to focus on my computer and the dictionary and letting people in, so I can't do it while I'm teaching. But when I'm listening to other people teach, I very much like to do that. So that makes sense. Any other people who have been silent who want to say something?
This is Juan from Costa Rica. To be honest, today it was not planned for me to join the group and because I have to go out to print some letters with my go to to get some photocopies, and I was thinking about just getting up, take a bath and go out, leave. And I don't know, curiously, I joined on YouTube the live stream. So immediately then I come down and turn on my computer and joined through Discord. Anyone else?
Yeah, you might have heard me say that it was not my plan to be here either. I had a work meeting that I was planning on being at that got canceled, and so I decided to extend my class. So both you and me are here spontaneously. Okay, surprises, learnings. We'll finish up with 10 minutes of surprises, learnings, satisfactions, dissatisfactions, discoveries, or next moves.
This is Richard. My surprise learning is learn a new vocabulary.
Ah.
That's my surprise.
What vocabulary did you learn, Richard?
Yeah, I learned about rule. I haven't used about rule.
Lore?
Yeah. L-U-R-E.
Oh, lure. Lure.
Rule, yeah. Rule.
Lure. Yeah, that's
roar.
a tough one to pronounce. Lure.
Yeah. Roar. Yeah.
Lure.
Lower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And a
Lower.
refill. Yeah. And refill I learned because I
And what?
not use
And what? And what?
refill.
Reveal.
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 Yeah.
Great.
Reveal. I haven't used this for chatting with my friend and talking. This reveal.
Maybe that's a next move, is to use the word reveal when you chat with your friends.
Yeah. So remember the vocabulary. That is working for vocabulary. We couldn't to memorize whole vocabulary, have 100,000 vocabulary in English.
Right. That's like we said, lower your expectations. Don't try to memorize the dictionary. Learn 2 words or 10 words.
And write down and use a sentence.
Yeah. Realistic goals. Realistic goals. Much more helpful. Great. Other surprises, learnings.
This is Ali Shafak.
Yeah, Ali Shafak.
Yeah, I learned a lot of new vocabulary in here. For example, aptitude, law, radio, and many others. So I have a suggestion that if possible, please put them in the Discord and for with the meaning of them, with synonym of them, because many of them I missed because of poor connection, so I couldn't catch the meaning of all of them.
Ali Shafak, they are in Discord. I'm tagging you in the channel, Classroom Notes. They're all in Discord. You can go and look at the list, okay? We lost you, but hopefully you'll find it. Others.
Okay, thank you very much.
साउंड स्टार्ट साउंड है, इसको ओपन करेंगे ना?
There's a few people with bad sound, so who would like to speak? Maruf?
This is Maruf. I have a question. Is there any distinction between apotheosis and climax?
Oh, that's a great question, but surprises and learnings. No, we don't do questions and surprises and learnings. Can you bring that question in to a different place, either to a different class or to Discord or somewhere else? Because there's not a simple answer to that. The simple answer is yes, there's a distinction between every 2 words. What is the distinction between apotheosis and climax? Let's save that. That's a nugget, okay?
Thank you.
Other surprises, learnings?
Yeah, this is Amira from Libya. I'm surprised for myself. I can't miss the class, whatever the situation here in my country. It's a holiday, but I can't miss it. I learn a lot of things from other friends and from you, James. Thank you.
Well, I hope that you still have some time to enjoy your holiday even after the class. Other surprises, learnings?
This is
Eric?
I find it really fascinating, all your classes, and I would like to have a phrasal verb class. I don't know if that's possible for future.
Now, that is, what is that, Eric, that you want a phrasal verb class? Is that a discovery for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So, I don't want to, there's not time for this, but there's 5 steps to changing something. The first step is you're not aware of what's going on. The second step is you are aware of what's going on. The third step is you create a plan. The fourth step is you take action. And then the fifth step is you maintain your plan, you keep doing it. So, Eric, you went from step 1 to step 2. You didn't know you wanted a class on phrasal verbs. Now you're aware of it. It's a discovery. You have discovered what you want. The next step is to have a plan, maybe to talk to me or to talk to people and say, hey, I want a class on phrasal verbs. Is there a teacher who could give it? Is there a teacher who wants to give it? Are there students who want to study phrasal verbs with me? Something like that. So that's how you're going to go from your discovery to your plan, or, okay?
Okay, I will check.
Great. Other surprises, learnings.
It's doubting Thomas. So I think it's really a beautiful class for me, a helpful class for me. Like you let everyone to share their notions, to share their ideas, opinions, and everyone have time to finish themselves. So it's really a surprise for us. And apart from that, I was thinking to have a class on vocabulary. And when I recently joined your class, it was exactly about the vocab. And I got really happy to see a class of my interest. So it's really a surprise for me.
Glad to hear it, Doubting Thomas.
And you are really an interesting person. We get pleasure to hear to you, and you have a kind of test that we don't get bored here. And it's really an interesting class of yours. So we really enjoy it.
You know, boredom is disconnection. So when we are able to connect, we won't be bored. And if we, right, so what you're saying by saying you're not bored is you're able to connect. You're connecting to yourself, what you want, and to other people who want the same thing. As long as that happens, you'll never be bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Any last surprises, learnings, satisfactions, dissatisfactions, discoveries, next moves?
It's about dissatisfaction, doubting Thomas again.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as there was a person who was who wanted to ask a question about the war, and you didn't, and you asked him, will your question be worthy to ask? And he didn't give her notions, and he was unable to share her opinions. So I want to say something about that.
Well, hold on. No, actually, so that's all we have time for right now. You can have the dissatisfaction that somebody didn't get to speak, and we're going to leave it at that because we're at time. You can think about what you might do next time, but we're going to leave it on that note because I like to start class on time and end class on time. Thank you, everyone, for a great 3 hours today. Remember, there is another class happening in 1 hour. If you come back, somebody, it's a new teacher. I forget their name. I think her name is Miracle. Miracle is going to be teaching a class in 1 hour. So feel free to come back, but this is it for me. I need to go to my other job. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye, holiday. Enjoy your holiday.
Goodbye.
We'll talk to you again later.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye-bye.
To James.
Bye, James.
Have a great
Bye-bye,
day.
James.
Enjoy your
Bye.
breakfast.
Bye-bye.